Hello, fellow aviation buffs. I invite you to join me on this adventure as I set out to become a pilot, as I go from being an aviation enthusiast to becoming a pilot to getting my endorsements and my ratings and all the fun times in between. So come join me. Let's share our passion for aviation together. Are you ready?
Hello, everybody. I'm Hector, and this is my brand new YouTube channel. I call it The Prudent Pilot. Prudent as in being prudent with your money, being frugal, thrifty, cheap. Call it what you will. If it's free, it's me. So I'm giving you a lot of free information that I have found through the past year. As far as how to prepare, how to get ready for your FAA Knowledge test, and how to become a pilot. And we'll go, through all the process, and I will be sharing with you all the things that I've discovered along the way. I love to do research. I'm a big research nerd. I love to read and study. Nerd alert! The goals for this channel and the intentions behind it is to teach you. If you're a novice, if you're just thinking about aviation, if you're pondering a career, starting a career in aviation, if you're young and you're in high school perhaps and you want to become a pilot, or perhaps doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter if you're male or female, or if you're old or young, you're never too old. Trust me, I'm 52 years old. Now, I am not new to this. This is not like it just hit me all of a sudden and I'm not looking for a career change. I am an IT geek. That's what I do. I've been in IT for about, I'll say, going on 25 years now. So this is nothing new as far as the aviation side of it goes, because the bug literally bit me.
Bit me directly in the buttocks.
About 21 years ago, exactly, actually, to be exact. 21 years ago, with a friend of mine who was a pilot. It turns out we worked together for over a year. His name is Shane. Only at 27 years old was a private pilot. He had his private pilot certificate with his IFR rating, and he was also an A&P mechanic, meaning airframe and power plant. So one day he just invited me to the airport, and I didn't tell you where I'm at. I'm in Smyrna, Tennessee, actually, and he lived in Murfreesboro. So we went to the Murfreesboro airport, and we started looking at aircraft. Sitting we sat in a Cessna 172, I think it was. And I was just blown away because I'd never experienced that before. So it was awesome. And that's when the bug actually bit me. He took me up after that. After a while, he invited me to come up. He was getting checked out in a Piper Arrow that he wanted to rent. So we went to the. I started going with him to the airport. As he was getting checked out in this aircraft, so he can rent it. He used to take his girlfriend out, and sometimes he would go with his friends and whatnot, closer friends to North Carolina or whatever, just travel around. So I rode with him, and I would sit in the back and take pictures and whatnot. But then he started taking me up, and he would take the right seat, even though he was not a CFI. But he was just, he would take it up there and show me and teach me stuff, and it was amazing. It was awesome, and I was hooked.
I like it a lot.
So anyway, he told me that I was a natural, that I should really pursue this and all this other good stuff, and I just kind of blew it off, and that was back in my crazy days, so I'd never pursued it because I was like, well, you know what, I don't have the money for this. So, because this is very expensive, because you are literally paying, on average, about $3.45 a minute to learn this.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
But it's also not impossible. It's not like you can't do it. It is feasible. It is doable. You don't have to be ultra rich to do it. So that is my main goal, is to teach you that, share that with you, and we can go on this path together. Like I said, I'm preparing for it. I'm about to go take the test here very soon. So be praying for me. I don't believe in luck because God is sovereign over all. So I know that, and I'm ready. I'm very ready. I've been studying it for a long time, which brings into play another very important part of this, which is patience, which it is not one of my strong points. Patience is a virtue that I do not have.
Don't care how, I want it now.
Now, as far as how hooked I am on aviation, for example, let me share with you my 3 passions in life, okay? My number 1 passion, obviously, is if you know me, it would be obvious. You don't know me, but some of you don't know me. But my number 1 passion is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He comes first, above anything and anyone. Second, I will put aviation. And thirdly, what I do for a career, for a job, which is IT. I love IT. I love technology. I love computers. I'm a big geek. I'm a huge nerd. So that goes to show how much aviation has taken over as far as the passions. It overtook, if you will, my passion for IT. I just love aviation. So having said that, going back to, again, reiterating my goals here and my intentions for this channel is to, if you're a young person and you're just wanting to dig into to aviation and want to learn, but you don't have that kind of money. So having said that, it is still doable, it is feasible. There's a lot of schools, which I have already reviewed them. I will be sharing all that with you, like what schools you can look at, and hopefully you can share it with others as well, because I'm sharing this with you so you can share it with everybody, and the best part of it is it's free. And that way you can just come here, and I'm trying to make this channel kind of like a one-stop shop for aviation knowledge, which is why I called it I'm naming it the Prudent Pilot, with a little subtitle, which you'll see there, is like how you can achieve your goals with minimal debt, because you can get into a ridiculous amount of debt, especially if you want to become an ATP. We're looking at anywhere from $89 to a little over $100,000. That's a lot of money. So, having said that, I think I've already shared some of the benefits of this channel. There's a lot more to come. Now, you might ask yourself a question like, why should I follow you? Why should I watch your channel? Well, you don't have to. I'm hoping you will, but if you don't, then that's okay. I'm not doing this to gain anything. I'm just doing it for free. I've been tossing this idea around in my head for a long time. I've been procrastinating for way too long as to whether I should do it or not. And I'm like, it's going to take a lot of time because there's a lot of video editing involved in this stuff. This is not my thing, if you haven't already noticed. So please bear with me here, because this is my first time doing this. But nevertheless, I figured, you know what? I need to share this. I've prayed about it, and I've mulled over it, and slept on it, and whatever. And so here we are. This is the first video. It's an introductory video. It's let's put the feelers out there and see if you guys want to see this kind of content. If you do, please leave your comments, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Leave your comments there in the comment section. I don't want to overwhelm you, but I will be adding several. of them. I'm looking at them because I listed them out, and I will be adding several links just to get you started on where you can begin. For example, if you're a beginner, if you're already a seasoned pilot, or even a recreational pilot, and you've been flying for a while, or you just started flying or whatever, this should be very beneficial to you as well, because like I said, I've done a lot of research. I do a lot of reading. I'll be sharing all the other fellow aviators that I follow on YouTube, which are CFIs. Some of them have their own ground schools, which you can, go for it, depending on what area you're at. I'm also hoping in future videos, of course, in future videos, not right away, obviously, but as I get equipment and whatnot, you're starting, if you come and join me, I invite you to join me, but you're coming in on the ground floor, literally, no pun intended, as this channel hopefully takes off. Again, no pun intended. I would like to eventually go visit local FBOs, flight schools, very important. Flight schools first. FBOs, fixed base operators, so you can, so just to give them exposure, because I don't really see anybody really putting it out there for Tennessee, like putting Tennessee on the map as far as the FBOs and the flight schools that are out here and the little airports, the regional airports. Again, forgive me if I'm rambling. Like I said, it's my first time doing this. I will get better as we go along and try to keep it as concise as possible. I will be sharing with you the links of the books and the materials that I have used. Some FAA links that are very, very useful for you. Anyway, so I hope I haven't lost you, because I rambled a lot. I bounced a little bit too much back and forth. So again, please leave your comments, any constructive criticism for any fellow YouTubers that might be watching this, and maybe you want to give me some feedback and some pointers, tips and tricks, so I can get better at this. And please, by all means, let me know in the comments anything that you would like to see in future videos besides what I have already mentioned. To interview people at FBOs, at airports, at different flight schools, perhaps some fly-ins, some air shows as they come available, perhaps some local museums, because we got some really cool stuff out here. So anyway, it's going to be exciting. One of the things that you're going to know here, spoiler alert, one of the things that you're going to need to learn if you are getting into this is VFR weather minima. And for you guys out there that are already pilots, you know what I mean. Because a lot of pilots, like Jason Shepard, he's a great CFI. He says that it's one of the most annoying things, but necessary to learn, to memorize. It's VFR weather minima, and I memorized it in a few days. I have my own little strategy for it. There's a lot of people that have different strategies. Anyway, you'll get all into that, and do the ground school first. It has become so much easier to do this now, especially since 21 years ago when I did it, way back when I started with my buddy. I have about maybe 4 or 5 hours, unofficial, unlogged, of course, because he's not a CFI, or wasn't a CFI back then. So whether you're a seasoned pilot, young, old, beginner, experienced, intermediate, whatever, I'm going to try to have everything, a little bit of everything for everyone, but it's strictly aviation oriented. It's all about aviation, whether it's aviation technology, technological advances, news, you name it, it's there, man. I just love aviation. And I want to share that passion with you. And if I can inspire just one person, to a young person to jump into it and make it a career. For me, it's not a career change. I love what I do. It's just I want to fly. I just want to fly for fun on the side, as many as you watching this right now perhaps are already doing. Again, please leave your comments, constructive criticism, opinions, perhaps what you would like to see in the future. And if this is something that you're looking forward to, that you would like to join me on and would like to follow me on this, then please give it a like, click that thumbs up, and also consider subscribing. And you know the drill. Click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you as soon as I upload new content. I don't know, like I said, this is my first time, so I don't know how often I will be doing it, but I will update you as I figure all this out and get everything lined up. So in the meantime, in between time, just a man's reach should exceed his grasp, or else what's heaven for?
Now he's a philosophizer.
Until the next time, love, peace, and chicken grease. God bless you richly. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. And I'll see you in the next one.